Um, I say this every Monday, but I love Mondays. Let's get your mind flowing, your goals set, and start checking things off the list. Today, we are going to talk about 3 reasons why you should deep dive into self evaluation. This is something that has tripped me up a few times in my life, right? I am queen of getting stuck behind roadblocks because I try to dissect everything because I want to face it and I want to get past it, right? And those those things that are stopping you from being the best that you can be in your personal and professional life, you want those things just gone, just dynamite, blow them up, get the roadblocks gone, right? And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is through your own self evaluation. The number one thing is that if you have something holding you back, you need to know if it's yourself or if it's them, right? Whether it's an employer or a person, because you don't want to carry the weight if it's not yours to carry. And if you know yourself inside and out, you're going to know whether you are the problem or they are the problem. And knowing those things can tell you what direction to head. If I'm having issues in my work and I constantly am carrying the weight of trying to fix things and not knowing what I'm doing wrong, and there's a lot of miscommunication, and you're going home every single day and you're so frustrated in your brain, like, what did I do wrong? What can I do to fix this? If you're carrying all of those thoughts and all of that weight, there is such a simple, it sounds simple, way to fix that is that if you know yourself inside and out and you truly self evaluate the situation. Are you being emotional? Are you, maybe you didn't do your job correctly? Maybe you were behind on some work. Or maybe it is the employer that is struggling through some things in their world, right? And they're taking it out on you. Whatever the case is, you need to know, because if it's them and you say, okay, they're overly stressed, they're going through a lot of things, and you let it go, move past it, you don't carry that weight. If it's yours to carry, you face it and you fix it and you fix you so that you can do a better job for them, so you don't have to carry that weight, right? So that you can be better and move forward in your life without carrying it. That's the number one reason for the self evaluation. Is if you know yourself truly inside and out, you're going to know whether the problem is you or them. And then that's going to create your next steps forward. Do you need to fix you? Or do you need to sit down and communicate with them? Or do you need to let it go because it's not really you that they're upset with, right? So that's the number one reason why you should self evaluate, because it gives you clarity. And anybody that has clarity can be successful in their personal and professional life because you're not stuck behind those mental roadblocks, right? So, the other thing that I wanted to go over is that it helps you set boundaries, whether it's personally or professionally. If you're one of those people like me, you want to take on loads of work. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel successful. It makes you feel like you're being helpful. Um, you don't want to cross over into the people pleasing thing, but it helps you set boundaries when you know yourself and you take on this work and you say, okay, I'll be on call all the time. I'll answer calls past 5 p.m. I'll answer on a Saturday and a Sunday. Whatever the case is, if you self evaluate, you're going to know when you start to overload yourself. You're going to say, either I created that issue and I am allowing them to walk on me or overwork me because you opened that door for that, or you are going to say, I have set my personal boundaries, I've set my work boundaries, and they're being crossed. And then you know how to handle the situation going forward. Those are two very important things, right? The first one is self evaluation so that you know if you are causing the issue or if they are causing the issue, because you don't want to carry the weight without knowing where it's coming from. And two, the personal boundaries, you want to know whether you are causing that weight to rush into your life, or whether it is them invading your space, right? Two super, super important reasons for self evaluation in order for you to be successful in life. And I have found that the personal and professional life has crisscrossed, right? Especially if you work from home, or you own your own business. A lot of people that own their own business, they're answering their call till 10 o'clock at night, right? And you know that because that's what you thrive for. That's what you're pushing for, is to help your customers and work through that. However, if you set that expectation of the customer for you to call at 10 o'clock at night that you're going to answer them and help them, then you're opening that own door, right? So, those are the first 2 reasons. The other one, which I feel like is the whole purpose of all of this, is if you've ever struggled with working so hard and researching so hard, and you think you are doing the most amazing job in the world for your employer or yourself, this is your business too, and you just think, "Why am I not being successful?" I've been there. I have ran myself into the ground for other people. And I had to really take a close look at whether I was the problem or they were the problem. And had I not done that, I wouldn't have found clarity and I wouldn't have been able to move forward because I am the type of person who beats myself up 10 times worse than y'all could ever beat me up, right? I am the kind of person who will get down upon myself if I do something wrong, and I will carry that for a very long time. Now, I don't do that anymore because I have taught myself to get clarity. I have taught myself to remove myself from toxic situations, whether it's work related or whether it's personal. I found myself for a very long time chasing careers and putting myself in positions that were very toxic. And I did that because I just kept wanting to fix the situation. I just kept wanting to do the best job I could possibly do. And unfortunately, had I not done some self evaluation, I would probably still be chasing that, right? I would still be trying to please them. I would still be chasing this dream in my head of what I thought I wanted. Had I not done the self evaluation and gotten myself clarity, I would still be in a really bad situation. And it's super important if you guys are trying to find your purpose in your life. If you guys are stuck behind roadblocks of why can't I do anything right? Why am I not the one being promoted? Why am I not the one that's being successful in my side businesses? Why am I not the one, right? Do you find yourself asking yourself that all the time? I did. I was stuck behind roadblocks. And I would use, a lot of it was self confidence issues and finding my worth because I was so busy looking for their approval. I was so busy looking for I wanted them to pat me on the back and tell me I did a good job. Um, and I just felt icky, right? I was working in jobs that I just wasn't thriving at. And I thought if I switched out of that, it would be a failure. I thought if I gave up, which I am a never give up girl, that was saying that I was the problem, that I was, not good enough to do that job, that I was all these things that run through your mind. That's not the case. If you work on self evaluation, you take these deep dives into yourself, it is a strength for you to know that you are in a wrong situation and to get yourself out of it, not a weakness. That takes courage. That takes strength. And there are so many people that go to work every single day and hate their jobs, guys. And you bring it home, it is expressed through every single wrinkle that you get on your face. Um, and the family life that has pressure on it because you don't like what you do. Life is way too short to not like what you do for a living. I'm not saying quit your job and run out and be lost for a while and not have income, but make a plan. Make a plan on which road you want to go down. And that self evaluation will help you in so many ways. So many ways. It is life changing if you just sit down and face the facts. If you work on you and or if you know it is them, you can't change them. Stop wasting your time on thinking that if you invest so much of you and you give them everything that you have that one day they'll be happy with the work you're giving them. Stop. You can't change them. You're in the wrong spot. You were in the wrong spot. Does that resonate with you guys? It didn't with me back then because I thought if I switched places, if I switched whatever, that I was failing, and that's not the case. There is something so powerful in self-evaluation. There's something so powerful about knowing who you are, what you are about, and standing up for that. Does that make sense? That's why I in my group, I teach you guys to face your weaknesses so that you can work on them and turn them into strengths. Because without facing them, you're not going to be successful. Just giving you a moment to think about that. So, those are the 3 reasons why you should deep dive into self-evaluation. Get out of the rut. Stop going to work every single day and hating it. Stop going to work every single day and trying to please your boss or the people around you, and overwork yourself and run yourself into the ground. There's a better way to live life, and it ain't that. It is not that. So, discover if you are the problem or they are. That's the number one thing. That will help you move into step number 2, which is setting your personal boundaries, and that will move you into step number 3, which is you will have clarity on the direction that you need to move forward with yourself personally and professionally. Everybody have an amazing week. I will be on here on Wednesday, and we're gonna go into a little bit deeper. I did a training the other day on basically this information, but how to apply it to if you wanted to start your own businesses. If you've always had that nagging feeling in your mind, in your heart, in your soul that you wanted to make an impact on the world and how you could do it, whether it's with your own books or your things that you make. And Wednesday, I'm going to talk to you guys about the importance of a daily mental meal plan. I'm going to release a new book here, I don't know, maybe the next month or so. It's called the Daily Mental Meal Plan, and it's how to get past your own roadblocks, whether it's created by past traumas or whether it's created by failures that are just eating you alive that you can't get past, whatever the case is. I have a plan for you, and that's going to be released in the group first. So, if you are not in my group, the Passionate and Determined Women Who Want to Make an Impact, jump on over to the group because there's extra trainings in there that are not live on here. And there's so much more information for you guys. So that's all I got. Everybody have an amazing week. I will talk to you on Wednesday.